Omnisoccer. My name is Sir Percival and Lana Pete Ulihle Chafter Sir. How are you?
Yes, sir. I'm good. How are you, sir?
I'm great, sir.
Oh, thank you
And on my right, star player. How are you?
I'm okay, man. How are you?
I'm great, man. I'm
fantastic.
Bongolicious.
Zaki Papa Fate.
Nah, that's his nickname, Ngubongo.
Man, ungajayela abantu ligama.
Ngilizwile molisho, but I was like, you know what? Ngizozwa ukuthi umbiza ngalo vele noma siyayihleba na. So but it's fine. So Chance, Bafana it's World Cup. For the first time in our history, we make it into the knockout stages. What do you make of it?
You know, Hugo Broos, I think I've been one of his biggest defenders. He's faced a lot of criticism, Hugo Broos, but I still say that there's no other coach that has brought us this far as a nation, right? Like we were having a conversation actually before Kali show that we didn't even know that Bafana existed. Joe, when last did you see people roaming the streets with Bafana jerseys? Sure. So that is the impact that he brought to Hugo Broos. But to go on and to knockout stages, he outdid himself, Joe. So kudos to him.
I mean, my say, it makes sense because, look, before Hugo Broos, we never really had Itadium Misquale. We never really talked about Bafana like that. But now, whenever Bafana plays, Itadium Misquale, people are fooled.
There's excitement, there's anticipation. In fact, we've always had the talent. We just needed someone to organize it and put it into one package.
Sure.
So that's what Hugo Broos did.
Fair point, you know. I mean, Bafana Talasibuka. We've been watching Bafana. Amachita wage was celebrating Kunin with a qualifier and our qualifier. We know these things, you know. So from where he took the national team to where it is now, we have to commend it, right? We of course, it's a complaint we will criticize here and there, but if you look at the bigger picture and the bigger the big picture, we will get to see what Umfo really pushed. I mean, when he took over, we were ranked 50s in the world.
But it was below that. I think 70s,
right?
Yeah.
Right now we are on 40, 48, 49.
Yeah.
You know, so like we have to commend what he has done as a Bafana coach.
And you go back to 2010, you look at the players that were there. Simpiwe Shabalala, Kilampela, Witumile Nkune, but we couldn't make it into a knockout stages, and they were top players at the time.
Sure.
What's different Hugo Broos is doing right now compared to 2010?
Personally, I don't think it's... Well, obviously, Hugo Broos had an influence in getting the squad to where it is. But I feel like the current crop of players, leza zimnandi kakhulu. And if you check also that the type of competitions they're competing in currently. Back then, we never had South African players competing high level in CAF Champions League. You know, we never had African players being exported in that fashion, like Europe, like Abo Masego, you know, Abo Lyle Foster. Maybe we had McCarthy, but he was on the bench. But the current players, you know, there's so much synergy because 8 came from Pirates, 8 came from Sundowns, and both of them were like competing in CAF Champions League, but asiko, you know. But you know, you get the point that the competition previously compared to now, I mean,
would you say pound for pound, Joe? The players that we went to with World Cup, they are better than the players that we had. Like if we can put all the names down and compare, goalkeeper to goalkeeper, midfielder, striker.
Tough conversation.
Yeah, so that we can really have a full conversation and an honest conversation. But was Hugo Broos dealt a favorable card, like Ubongo is saying, that he came into South African football when our teams were competing at the highest level? I mean, the Pirates have never won a league in the last 14 years.
Sure.
But then it coincided with us going to a World Cup. So maybe that's some of the things that have aided Hugo Broos and his tenure at Bafana. But like I said in the beginning, you can't discredit the work that he has done.
Yeah, and for me, I'll think because, okay, it's fine. Itumele Nkune, no Williams, very good goalkeepers. And for me, I feel like pound for pound, Ronwen can take Ukune on. Pound for pound. He can definitely take Ukune on. But Ukune is one of those players. But Ukune is one of our keepers who made that position of goalkeeper very fashionable.
They made it fashionable.
They made it fashionable.
But look, man, you see, I think both of them are very good goalkeepers. Let's just start there. I mean, Williams has his qualities that make him great, and Itumeleng Khune have his qualities that makes him great. But if you're going to talk about the greatness of the two goalkeepers, is there anything that one can do on the field that the other can't do? I don't think there is. Maybe distribution, Khune, but anything else, I don't really think there is. The only conversation we can compare them with is accolades. And pound for pound, trophies for trophies,
Aura for aura.
Williams Ungenta for me.
Come on, Williams Ungenta.
Williams Ungenta for
There's
me.
no way. Like even the modern game, there's certain demands that the modern game has.
Sure.
And I think Williams, he meets those demands. Like his ball playing ability, pull him a window, he can find a 30-meter pass, 70-meter pass. Like he's very accurate with his passing range. Ukune had that now, but Williams, he just took it to another level.
And we are not saying by any stretch of the imagination that Ukune was a bad goalkeeper. Liabe imnandi too much. Mzansi's finest. He was called Mzansi's finest for a reason. But
a legend.
A legend, you know. But if I were to compare him to Ronwen Williams and what Ronwen Williams has done, because the type of goalkeeper Ronwen Williams is the type of goalkeeper we usually see under Pep Guardiola, a ball-playing goalkeeper. A goalkeeper who can build from the back. I mean, Coach Rulani Mukwena once said, when you play with Ronwen Williams, he unlocks the 12th man.
Yeah.
He unlocks the 12th man. So, you know, he gives you that advantage, man, you know. And maybe because Khune has retired, memory
Recency bias.
man. Maybe that's recency bias, you know, because Khune has retired. But I still think Williams.
There was no social media back then.
Sure.
You must remember to push narrative ka Khune, right? Like
Sure.
the only thing we know about Khune is the memories that we saw on TV.
Sure.
Other than that, there were no other conversations where we can be involved. But Williams, us as content creators, were able to go on TikTok and speak about him and push that narrative. So yeah, maybe that has aided his fame. But Mnandi Williams
Too much.
There's nothing it doesn't have.
Too much.
World Cup is probably the highest form of a competition in world football.
Yeah. Sure.
That is the highest. And when you look at Bafana had one of the youngest squad.
Is it?
We World Cup. One of the youngest. What does that do for the young talent we have in South Africa?
Baba, we are building for the future. This is one of the many reasons why I love Hugo Broos, Joe, is that he has laid a solid foundation. It's up to about Danny Jordan to mess it up, of which I think they will. They have that reputation of messing things up. But to Hugo Broos, in his right, he has built a solid foundation for Ibafana Bafana by including or involving young players, right? You would never see any stretch of imagination, you would never see a 20-year-old playing at a FIFA World Cup representing South Africa.
Yeah, we'd always say we want
was there a 20-year-old back in 2010?
No, you can't.
Or was there a breakthrough young star back in 2010?
Is it this thing of saying, it's funny experience?
They were in their prime, but they were not young stars.
No, but you need to look at how you gain experience.
Sure.
You can't gain experience by watching other people play. You need to be on the pitch and be involved.
Sure.
Like that's one of the many things we're criticizing Hugo Broos for. Uba, you are saying Urile is not ready. You are saying he doesn't have the experience. How is he going to get the experience if you don't throw him at the deep end?
Sure.
And that's exactly what he did in this World Cup, right? Abu Muhankota, they've been a pivotal part for us qualifying. Mabo Ime Okon, I think that this is the youngest centre-back pairing in the World Cup, right?
Come on.
Yeah.
Ime Okon, Nombegezeli Mbogazi. So Hugo Broos has ensured for the next 10, 15 years, we have a solid backline. Yeah, but so a foundation is solid, man.
You know, we cannot dispute what he has done in terms of laying the ground. Of course, you know, as much as there are youngsters, of which as time goes on, they need to integrate youngsters in those positions. I mean, you check the likes of Okhuliso Motau, very talented. I think he's the best right back in the continent. But let's also check age. You know,
Pushing 30.
he's pushing 30.
Yeah.
You know, so at some point another guy has to come in and replace him. you know, or on the right hand side as well. Who was playing that position?
On the left, we had Mudiba.
Mudiba is also pushing 30, or even above 30. You know, so at some point, other youngsters need to be integrated. But he has done well with the couple of youngsters that he has. I mean, check Ime Okon. Everyone doubted that guy. Personally, I did too. I was like, hey, Okon selection, bit questionable.
Yeah.
But what he did on the World Cup, especially the second and the third game against Czech Republic and South Korea, for me, immaculate performance, right? Same as you really. Controversial take, I think
People are saying
the red card.
Yeah.
The red card was a blessing in disguise because
exactly.
I don't think you would have seen really if it wasn't for the red card. and it happened. I think I did say this before. Everything happened exactly how it was supposed to happen. The red card we got was needed so that you can see our boy shine.
Do you really think Umadala was going to do that to us, Mfethu? If Themba Zwane did not get that red card?
I
Do you really think he was going to take probably our biggest superstar in the PSL? So bench.
I think, dog, have you seen Rele play 90 minutes for Bafana?
This is Omlanda. We're going to go to the States.
No, he's definitely capable.
Mara outside, we're going to born Rele Shaya Ilo in 90 minutes. World Cup. I mean, in a competitive match for Bafana.
Hardly.
It's rare. You know, and we've got to see that.
I think he's never.
He has never done that, bro. I feel like if Shigapala was not red carded, we would have seen really.
Yeah.
But not for the minutes he got.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's how I personally feel. So I'm not disputing that he deserved to play or he didn't deserve to play, but I just feel like had he not gotten the red card.
And then do we blame the exit of Bafana with the first game in Mexico?
Hey, Baba, hey, Mfethu. I don't know how to put it, Joe, but we did well to get to the knockout stages.
Sure.
When Percival, like I was saying in the beginning, to get to the knockout stages, it was a miracle.
Yeah. Sure.
Especially after El Ahlazo that we saw in the first game.
Hugo
Bros rage baited the whole country.
Yeah.
There were times where I would be sleeping okanye ngihleli nje normally. And I would just think, but hey, El Xhego lisiqhela kakubi. No Ric Flair wenzani. You see, that's how much anger he invoked in us.
Yeah.
And he had us believing, Uba, we are not going to make it. Right? I think after that first game, everyone had surrendered. But okay, we are just going to honor the remaining fixtures and we are going to come back home, right? But to actually pull off what he pulled off and eventually get us through to knockout stage is incredible. So we had already overachieved, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Right? So it's not much of a disappointment, but we were shown levels, in fact. But we still need to do it.
But the first game, if you look at it, it was horrible. Like, and the one thing that we complained about is that, sure, we lost the game, but let's lose the game having played football. That is the one concern for the general public.
Alright.
Which, but it's adlale ball. Singashang 5-0, but adlale ball. And on the second game, I feel like the first game did us a favor. We were so horrible that we were so undermined. That's why we were able to get something out of the Czech Republic. You know, because maybe if we came guns blazing against in Mexico, they would have been better prepared for us, and maybe the results would have been different. But for the fact that they watched us and they were like, and because of that, we punished. And we also punished South Korea. And the interesting thing is, when the World Cup started, we thought we would get 3 points from Mexico. And maybe a draw on Czech Republic, and it was going to be a defeat for with South Korea. Mexico, and the vice versa happened.
Mexico looked like the easiest fixture.
And on paper, as my first research in Mexico, as when check the stats in Mexico before they lost this game, the one they were knocked out on. La matotala in 40+ games.
That's I don't remember mentioning that.
In 40+ games.
They had an unbeaten streak coming into this World Cup.
They had an unbeaten streak, bro. I think they had like 30-something wins and a couple of draws.
Now it makes sense in hindsight.
You know, but no, great campaign by Bafana. Me personally, I'm not really angry because I remember saying, if they go through to the knockout stages, mina ngi-happy because asiyazi Didens lekuthi bafana izongena ku-World Cup
History,
and they qualify for the knockout stages.
Yeah.
It's unfamiliar territory. So for the fact that we are here, shout out to Amachita.
And our superstars got recognized for it. Abo Rile, they got moves abroad. Abo Imeoko, and I don't think he's gonna stay in the second division. Abo Mbogazi,
Did you see the attention on Mbogazi?
Every content creator across the globe was talking about him.
Mbogazi is gone.
That's what we needed when a festival. We've been crying about we have talent in South Africa.
Sure.
We just needed that stage, right, to showcase our talent. And that's exactly what the World Cup did for us. So in terms of showcasing the people that can shine in the global stage, kudos to them.
And again, the World Cup yaphela manje. Sure. Obviously bafana iphumile. We are going to the new season, the 26-27 season. There's going to be AFCON, Betway Premiership, CAF Champions League. But for now, since we're talking about Ibafana, let's continue on Ibafana. What do you see, or what do you think the AFCON looks like for Ibafana?
The future is bright, man.
Is it?
The future is bright because
Rick Flair uyahamba ndoda.
uyahamba akahambi.
There's uncertainty.
Ngibona ngathi akavayi.
Ngathi kumnandi emzansi.
Athi ayavayi. Uzwile thanga press conference. Uthi no, you can't make these decisions at the heat of the moment. We're going to sit down and ayavayi. Umuntu ohamba uyamuza makakhulu le uyavayi.
Like you should know by now.
Le ayavayi le yabuya bazoshaya contract extension mhlawumbe bazomnika till 2028
until
AFCON. And if that's the case, there are pros and cons to that.
Sure.
Obviously, there's the issue of continuity. You know, if he stays, he gets to continue with the project that he built.
Yeah.
Because he builds this thing brick by brick.
Brick by brick.
We cannot take that away from him.
Stina
by Stina, dog.
Yeah.
So he gets to continue with that project. And already we've seen him introduce Abu Ogon, Abu Mbogazi. And we saw him take Abu Tylon Smith on the previous tournament.
Yeah,
you know, AFCON. Was it AFCON?
AFCON.
When he took Abu Tylon Smith. So
Abu Shandri.
Abu Shandri Campbell.
Yeah.
So there's something that he's trying to do, you know. So the pros of having him around is the continuation of the project. But then if he leaves, we might risk starting over. Maybe not from the ground, but just starting over.
And we might risk our place in the upcoming AFCON. Which is the next thing we are building up towards.
But so many people bakhala South African coach. They want a South African coach.
Hey Baba, the last time Hugo Bros has given us a blueprint of how to handle South African fans and their demands.
Yeah.
Do not listen to them. Do not listen to what they want.
Abalaz.
Hugo Bros he's been telling. Hey Baba, can you imagine what would have happened if Hugo Bros had listened to everyone and what they were saying, right?
Yeah.
Sure.
From the beginning, include Kaizer Chiefs players, play these tactics, blah, blah, blah.
Sure.
Where would we be, right? The reason why they want a South African coach is because they want to have influence over the decisions that are made in terms of selection, who gets to play, and all those things. And that's corruption on another level. It's not going to help us.
It's easy to convince Umkai.
Exactly.
It's easy to convince
It's not going
Umkai.
to help us.
And obviously,
And
obviously there are rumors circulating with Isafa ngathi ithe Pitso has submitted CV yakhe to be a South African coach. What do you say? You want to Pitso? No
Coach.
Pitso?
So who do you want?
Not to say
Who do you
I'm foolish, but you know, I have this thing with Coach Pitso. Coach Pitso had his time with Ibafana.
Sure.
Whether or not that was successful or not, separate conversation. But he had his time. And we've had a number of South African coaches at Bafana. I mean, Coach Pitso, for instance, Abu Babu Shakes Mashaba. We can name them. And
they call another chap who went on to coach the Chiefs. What's his name?
Modifenseke. and you need to assess as to where we need to assess Ibigupi Bafana with those coaches.
Sure.
I mean, we need to make an assessment with sharp. We want a South African coach.
Yeah.
We have had South African coaches. Maramachita biwadlala kanjani under those coaches, and were they successful in tournaments? But for manje bafana yasathu Africa. Like right now,
That's
if you try bafana ne Morocco, Morocco kumele ibheke angeke izele ngobuso. And we don't have that. We have never had that before. You know, so if you're gonna get a coach, shouldn't be South African.
Yeah, but I think the biggest question here when Percival is, are we gonna get a coach that's going to continue on a project like Hugo Bros?
Okay.
Or is it going to be a coach that's gonna come in and want to totally start from scratch and have their own identity of what the national team is going to do? Yeah, but because we are dealing with egos really when you are bringing new coaches. Upito, when he comes in there, he will not want to be known for what Hugo Bros has done. He will want to be known for what Upito brings. Right, so it leaves a gap there about how do we integrate the two coaches. Right, so when we bring someone new, we need to make sure about it's someone who has the template ka Hugo Bros. So Hugo Bros must give him all his files. That me, Tad, this is what I've built. This is where you need to continue. And I think we're gonna have a successful tenure. The next 4 years are gonna look bright.
Highly unlikely though. Highly unlikely. Champions of figure is of pants. As you are saying, there are egos.
So, is it likely if we bring a South African coach?
It's most likely if you bring a South African coach that he will want to start his own project. Obviously, kuna players angekaza wa bench. For instance, ngeke umbokaze benchini. Sizokulanda. Plus lezi zase South Africa siyazi ihlala.
Yeah, no.
Sizokulanda.
South Africa is too small.
South Africa is too small. Yabo, so but he will want to start his own thing. Maybe azama ukuba fancy ahlalise umdawo ebenchini. Yabo, azama ukuba fancy ahlalise uRonan Williams ebenchini.
Achinchi tactics.
Achinchi tactics. None. So yabo, those things might hurt us. But if he continues with the template and the project, I think 2028 AFCON singayithatha.
Baby, AFCON next year, 2027.
2027?
Yeah. Next year this time.
2027.
Crazy.
So
crazy.
It's huge risks.
Crazy. Yeah. Singanga qualify. Next year.
I'm a bold person. I'm very, very bold, Jen. So I want you to say something and stand on it.
Sure.
Do we win AFCON or not?
Here we have a long way to go. Percival. For it. Don't let that 2023 run fool you.
I want something with Bafethu. Ngwele moving it now. Ulihle why you show what is so we.
We need to substantiate.
How do you see?
As a dog, if you compare the gap in progression between nations like Morocco, Ivory Coast, Senegal, and South Africa, pick some search engine out here.
And
they
are building at a rapid rate. We are moving too slow.
Look at how competitive these guys were in the World Cup. For instance, Abu Senegal, you know, they were in a tough group. Abu Norway, but they made it through to the knockout stages, and they were fighting those guys. Abu Ivory Coast, they fought, you know. And if you compare us to them, if Siba honest, but we are South Africans. The gap is too much. I don't think we will win, but you might get far, but you won't win.
The gap is too much when I'm fair. Like I was telling you, 2023 run, it was fortune upon fortune for us to even make it that far. You remember the amount of times we went to penalties there, and Williams was our hero. That's how we got through to the latter stages of that competition. And when we were asked now to perform, when the odds were against us in the AFCON that we just went on, that's where we saw the levels.
Sure.
But hey,
Cameroon.
There's a lot of work that needs to be done. Umadala started panicking. Wadlali back five because now he saw if we're gonna go pound for pound.
Something we're not used to.
But do you really think? Do you think the 2023 Bafana squad was peak Bafana?
In terms of
are we on a decline right now? 2023 was our peak.
No, we are not. Now, still maintain we were riding on luck and we were riding on Rulani's Mamelodi Sundowns, the chemistry that it built, because the sole identity of Bafana Bafana in 2023, it was Mamelodi Sundowns. But what you are seeing now is an integration of two teams and other supporting cast from overseas.
Sure.
But so in terms of personnel and the players that are currently in the team, they are better. But in terms of the chemistry, I think 2023 is far better.
26-27 season siyangena bafethu.
The Betway
The
Premiership.
Betway Premiership.
Our bread and butter.
Can't wait for the Betway Premiership to come back.
My transfers.
Hey, ayibuyi Betway Premiership bafethu.
Yeah,
Sesi right kancane nge-World Cup. Icon.
Hey,
Icon.
This time we're going to Betway Premiership with Mamelodi Sundowns, 2 stars. Orlando Pirates,
don't need to remind
treble
us.
winners.
Uyaphi inkulumo.
We have Kaizer Chiefs, probably the most improved team after a very long time. Number 9, position 9, position 10, and then at some point they were
Number
fighting
3.
us. Lapayana, Pezulu. How does the season look?
Hey, you are giving them too much grace. Number 3,
But I love
Chiefs
Kaizer
is
Chiefs
too
also.
big, man, to congratulate them for coming out there.
Yabona-ke.
But yeah, they did improve. They
Funa
questionable
siqabane.
indaba ye-Chiefs, very questionable. mfethu. Yeah, maybe we should start with them, Kaizer Chiefs, because they've made a major recruitment in the coaching department, right? De La Cruz, who's that guy?
Da Cruz.
Da Cruz. They'll be
Fernando.
cruising nicely this season, hopefully.
Cruise control.
But you look at the people they've hired in the last 2 seasons. It all stems from Coach Nabi and what he brought in that technical team, right? I think Da Cruz was the first assistant coach that they let go of in that technical team, Coach Nabi, right? And then he's coming back now. So I don't know, maybe it's an easy signing for them, Kaizer Chiefs, or is it because they trust him? That this is someone we've worked with, we understand, we've built that working relationship. So when he comes back as a sole candidate now, maybe he's going to give us something, right? But are they going to give him the trust, the Kaizer Chiefs? Are they going to give him the budget to sign the players that he wants? Because that's why Unabi left in the beginning, right? He did not get the budget. He won them in Nedbank Cup, which put his resume up there.
Should have been trusted more.
He should have been trusted more with
Sure.
those responsibilities, right? But he was not given the budget. So with De La Cruz, is it going to be a similar thing?
Cruz, man.
And then, because
Da La Cruz, yeah.
these people have a reputation now of giving up. When things don't go their way, they give up, right? So that's the biggest concern I have with the Kaizer Chiefs. Yoba, when I've almost used another word, but when that thing hits the fan,
Sure.
what's going to happen?
What's going to happen?
But yeah, I don't know, many Kaizer Chiefs. Bongo speak.
It's crazy. Yabona le nto ye-Chiefs indida kancane because
Nali kama bengimfuwa.
Indeed, exactly.
indaba ye-Kaizer Chiefs indaba ye-Kaizer Chiefs indida kancane because I really thought maybe they were gonna go all out this season in terms of the coach they recruit, right? But maybe they did. Maybe for them, this is the guy. We just don't know that he's the
You all
guy.
out here, Nule.
Maybe, you know. I think we might bring it back to Coach Abdeslam when he was first appointed. And I could go back to my timeline on YouTube, on TikTok, where all the social media platforms.
Sure.
There was some concern that except Ulandi Galans. It don't let us go in. Zoban King. You know, but it turned out well. I'm not saying it will work out the same for Chiefs, but I'm just saying maybe the guy could be the guy. We don't know for a fact. But what I do want to say is that Chiefs improve it. Whether I like it or not. Maybe not in the style of play, but if you check the results, in every metric possible you can use to check the improvement of a club.
Let me ask.
They have improved.
Have they improved to an extent where they've laid a solid foundation for a guy like De La Cruz to come in and take them up? Or does he have to start from scratch now? Because that's the major concern I had.
Akuna foundation
with
about
Kaizer
yeah.
Chiefs, that everyone who comes in, uqale yakhe foundation,
Yeah.
building.
Yeah,
Kufika
fair
uqale yakhe foundation,
Fair
building.
point.
And that affects the players that are there. That affects the development players that they are producing.
Fair point.
Right? So that's the question. Uba, Chiefs has improved, yes, last season. But have they improved to the point where their foundation is substantial enough to cater for the next coach that is coming? Or do you trust De La Cruz to be the one to start a fresh project?
Before you answer that, let me just quickly announce this.
Sure.
The nice part is that Ninekosi Nepakani. So that's the nice part. So continue.
The Cruz, I don't think there's a foundation there. We have to be honest about these things. They are not. I mean, check some of the key players that that participated for Kaizer Chiefs last season. Avayile Majida, they are sold. Ulo McCarthy, who I believe should be nominated for Young Player of the Season, even Defender of the Season, Ageko, he's gone. You know, so Zita Kwinika, there are some new signings of Bomoloisane. So I don't think there's a foundation yet. I think we are trusting that the Cruz is going to rebuild. Or
rebuild a free agent.
Free agent. Funangi address and I'm a free agent.
Aye, Kubek.
Was in my address and I'm a free agent.
Kubek, it's your team.
No.
They are building, I'm afraid.
No, I'm just saying, Gucci, maybe because they signed the Cruz, who was under Nabi.
Okay.
They are considering those things, Gucci. Maybe he needs to continue the project Nabi was meant to build. Because Nabi was meant to build something. And it was going in the right direction since they won the Nedbank Cup. And then after Coach Nabi, then, you know, we came position 3 and we were knocked out of all the other competitions.
Won the Nedbank Cup.
You know, won the Nedbank Cup, you know. So maybe they're bringing Coach Amta Cruz to re-establish that project that was initiated by Coach Nabi.
Okay.
And let's see what it does, because Coach Da Cruz worked under Coach Nabi, and let's see what he does from there. And I do have some faith, man. We are cruising nicely next season.
But again, if you want to continue the project Lena, which was supposed to be built by owners Gadin Nabi, why take out the coaches that, you know, influence this Kaizer Chiefs you see today?
That's the thing, Joe. Like, I don't know. I think Kaizer Chiefs, they don't want a coach that is too ambitious, in fact. I think that's the major thing. Because Unabi came in there, he was too ambitious. Because he recognized the Kaizer Chiefs as one of the biggest clubs, not just in South Africa, but in the whole continent, right? But the way they are handling their business, it's the same way, I don't want to mention other teams, but any mid-table team would handle their business. Starting with Indabayama free agents. The Kaizer Chiefs are no longer competing in the market now.
Sure.
They are no longer competing for the finest talents. Usiana Ndlovu was one of the best players last season. They should have been part of that conversation in Chiefs, but we want him. But who would want to go to Kaizer Chiefs and propel their career even further? So even the reputation of the club, it has deteriorated to a point where good players no longer want to go there because they are not sure, are we going to succeed? Are we going to win the trophies? Are we going to make it to the national team? So there's a lot of questions there.
When it comes to Kaizer Chiefs and the issue of signings, I don't think there's a player. Obviously, there are players who don't want to play for Kaizer Chiefs. But I do think if there are players who are being offered a deal by Kaizer Chiefs, 90% of the time you're taking it. It's still Kaizer Chiefs, regardless of how they've been the past 10 years. You know, it's still, it's still the mighty Amakosi, and we can never take it away from them. You know, and I do think it's an incentive for players who want to be signed by Kaizer Chiefs that what if you become part of the team that takes Kaizer Chiefs to the glory days? And imagine the reason why we're still talking about Coach Nabi and his success is because he won Kaizer Chiefs the cup, the Nedbank Cup. Had he not done that, do you think we'd be talking about Coach Nabi? I don't think we would. So he is part of the team that brought glory to Kaizer Chiefs in a very long time. And that in itself elevated his CV. As good as he was, but it elevated his CV. So the players that would join Kaizer Chiefs, imagine if they win the league, for instance.
But you are stretching your imagination.
Imagine if they win. Imagine if they win the Nedbank.
No,
or the MTN.
This is what I'm questioning. What's the guarantee? Like if I am Sianda Ndlovu, right? I'm at a point in my career now where I have to make the next big move.
Sure.
I need to win trophies. I need to be competing at the highest level. Where do I go? Like Leno Ichoyo, it's a prospect. It's something that could potentially happen.
Sure.
But if you really assess what the player is thinking at the current moment, looking at Kaizer Chiefs and how they've been doing over the past few seasons, you wouldn't, as a player, you wouldn't want to join that project, even if there's a possibility when Percival that they might potentially. But players, the reason why you see Ndlovu joined Sundowns is because he knows the Sundowns, they're going to be competing at the highest level, right? Apart from financial things and stuff like that. But players have that ambition.
Financial things, you must never exclude them. You know, in life there are no guarantees.
Yeah.
In life, we are pop or poppy out here, but you need to make a decision that you feel like is best for you and your career. Speaking of Usanda Ndlovu, there were rumors saying we Escotini. One last and if you check Escotini, they are winning trophies.
Yeah.
I mean, they just won the treble, and
Yeah,
they've won a couple of trophies a couple of seasons ago as well. Yeah. So, if you're going to use trophies as the only metric that players going to use to go to a certain club, I don't think that would be fair. Because if that's the case, Ndlovu ngabuthi skipper say Pirates manje.
Oh,
but Ndlovu manje uyapi? Sundowns.
Sundowns, Joe. I don't think Imali was the only factor, bro. Like I said, they are competing at the highest level. The Pirates is not going to be playing the Intercontinental Cup. They are not going to the FIFA Club World Cup in the next 4 years.
Yeah.
So those are things that players look at. You profile.
Not yet confirmed, ne? Remember, Pirates, if it can win, it starts to it can go.
Sure.
In the next 4 years, Ndlovu so he's not going.
Oh, you
think so?
Oh, in the next 4 years, United. He's
But
done.
uya kwi-Chiefs as a free agent. Oh, that is his part.
You guys, I understand which why initial because Gunama player.
We've seen this before.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. Gunama player who took the same path and Izinto like went completely sideways.
Yeah.
So it's a fair assumption to think Izinto might happen the same way for Ndlovu. But Ndlovu yalazi Paul. And Ndlovu mnandi. And mina, I am thinking in my head ukuthi with the number of competitions sometimes ezodlala kuwo next season, there's absolutely no way Ndlovu is not getting game time.
Yeah.
And if he proves himself kuleyo game time, le azobe ithola. Mfethu uyahlala.
Yeah, I think. Do you think Cardoso is the type of coach to reward you on merit? Okanye uya ngabantu akabaziyo uba okay, this is the guy I trust.
Ubonile ukuthi, did you see what happened when like the likes of Khuliso Mudau were benched beginning of the season? Did you see what happened when like the key players, the Sundowns, when he was trying to change some things, tactically, whatever?
Yeah.
We saw good things went like sideways. So performance in fact speaks for itself. For itself.
Yeah, there's no way.
There's no one. You know, there's absolutely so performance also speaks for itself.
So Ndlovu uyobeka bani ebenchini? Where does he fit in?
Yabona okwamanje I can't say ukuthi uyobeka lo ebenchini, but I am saying ukuthi kule ma minutes azowathola with the number of competitions they will play, he might prove his worth for his Sundowns, and
he
might
get enough time to give a good impression.
7 competitions in Mkhuluwa.
Yeah.
7.
Yeah.
There's absolutely no way players are not going to get chance.
He's
definitely getting time.
He's definitely getting time.
You know.
Yeah.
So again,
And then
still sitting there, good Kaizer Chiefs, ne? I don't want to shift too quick. Let's sit with Kaizer Chiefs for now. Goalkeeping department. You sign Ronaldo Lina.
but in the signing.
I think this season
I thought it was gonna come to Pirates.
Pirates.
angeke bathathe bonke bhekanti njani.
That's what I thought.
Angeke bathathe bonke.
You know, we have Uchain,
Yeah,
our
but-
top vele.
Yeah.
But what happens when Uchain gets hurt?
There was a point where we had Senzo Meyiwa
We
and
will be
Moni
there.
Joseph with Pirates.
You see?
Yeah, and
Two of the best.
Yeah, 2 of the best. I think it's healthy for a team
Sure.
to have 2 of the best goalkeepers, because you saw what happened when Riyad Peterson. It's Riyad Peterson,
Yeah.
goalkeeper at Chiefs.
No, it's Brandon.
Brandon Peterson.
Riyad Ileya.
No. Brandon Peterson, Unchebe. You saw
Yeah.
when he was injured for a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Towards the end of the season,
Sure.
the Kaizer Chiefs. You saw what happened in that goalkeeping department. You saw what happened in that defense. The performances, they were very, very poor, because there is a huge disparity between the number 1 with Chiefs and the number 2 with
Number
Chiefs.
2, sure.
Right?
Yeah.
So you, as a big club, you need to have that competition everywhere, including the goalkeeping department.
And that's what the Sundowns has mastered.
Yeah.
Sundowns has mastered that. Because
Definitely.
right now, Uswelele,
Competence.
Ugos was on a loan.
Yes.
But he came back to Mamelodi Sundowns.
Is he back for next season?
Yeah, he is back. So it means if anything happens, I think he bench well.
Williams are gonna be injured. Williams has the capacity to play 50 games in a season. He's that guy.
So you see Uti Lidela go back in. If anything happens to Williams,
Sure.
Ricardo Costa is top. Top. So that's what I thought. I thought maybe Ronaldo Lina was going to go to the Orlando Pirates. But now that it's going to Kaizer Chiefs, still is good.
Hey, but umnotho questionable Pirates mfethu yazi.
Izwile out thena udlalela uniform but udlalela uniform out
Yeah.
you know
Play for the page.
play for the page hey sinemindeni madoda ngeke sidlalela ipage madoda sinemindeni so competition with Kaizer Chiefs goalkeeping department I think it's a good signing obviously I mean Ronaldo Lina Skukune he was phenomenal I think he was top 5 best goalkeepers last season. He had 9 clean sheets.
Yeah, he even got recognized by Bros. So
that guy was good. So to have him compete with Brendan Peterson, he's 28 years old.
Sure.
That guy. So he's on his prime right now.
For a goalkeeper, he still has a good 6-8 years to give.
You get me.
Yeah.
So it's a good signing for Kaizer Chiefs, and I really hope he gets game time. Even in my cup competitions, you know, some coaches choose to alternate goalkeepers, one for the league, one for the
domestic cups,
you get me.
Blah,
There's also CAF Confederations Cup, so he will be needed, and his services will be appreciated by the Kosi Nation.
Do you think he's gonna start ahead of Unchebe?
No ways.
Or like, what is his career looking like?
I think Unchebe one mistake Amakosa zomgena.
Nah.
No, the thing is, I'm trying to assess, like Ulina, you would assume that coming from Isikukune, being the number 1, being recognized by Hugo Bros, his next move should guarantee that he starts. He's the main goalkeeper. So when he goes to Kaizer Chiefs, Ukon Unchebe performing the way he is, like, what is he looking at? Is he looking at Riyad Peterson maybe retiring in the next coming years? Is he looking at being second best to him? Because Riyad Peterson, I think, is 31 years old.
Brendan.
Why do I keep saying Riyad?
Riyad is a former Chiefs coach.
Oh, yeah,
former
Brendan
Chiefs.
Peterson.
Yeah.
Brendan Peterson, right? Like, he's 31 years old. Ronaldo Lina is 28.
28,
so
yes.
3 years gap there. So you can assume if Brendan Peterson continues to play at this level, Lina will not get a chance.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to understand, but what is he looking at? What are his prospects
Yes,
when going to Kaizer Chiefs? Is he going there to compete for first spot?
To answer that question, it will all depend on how competitive Kaizer Chiefs is next season.
Okay.
Because if they get knocked out of our competitions, for instance, they get knocked out on the first round of the MTN8, Carling Knockout Cup, Nedbank, Confederations, chances are Ronaldo is not playing because I don't think anyone can bench Brendan Peterson at Kaizer Chiefs right now. We'll have a goalkeeper back on.
Sure.
Bruce Vuma, Bontwari, and the young guy from DDC, you know. So it will depend on how competitive Chiefs are. If Chiefs shy span and they are very competitive and they are still competing in various competitions, then most definitely Lina's getting game time because he will have to alternate. Angeke uze travel Africa no Peterson melubuye futhi ayobhekana ne-Durban City. You know, sometimes you will have to rest players and that's where he comes in, a performer. He's a good guy, man, a good goalkeeper, good backup for Brendan Peterson.
And who's that one player? That one player you'd say, you know what, Mina, if I had a choice, this is the player Kaizer Chiefs would sign to take Kaizer Chiefs forward. Who's that one player? Ongathi yazini.
One.
Le mangangena ku Chiefs.
One out of
No, we can't
Hey, we need more than 2.
one. I don't know, man.
Oh, that one player who can add something.
That's a difficult question because I would say we need a striker. Da Silva did well, man. For his first season,
Da Silva does something.
yeah, Da Silva really did well, man. And I do think there's something in Mayo as well. You know, maybe it was not unlocked on the current season, on the previous season, but maybe there's something, man. You know, Da Silva got what, 10 goals?
Hi, Baba.
No.
7 in the league.
Less than
All competitions. It must have been 10.
Okay.
In all competitions, it must have been 10. So I think with Da Silva, we have something. He has offered us something, and maybe we should get a player who can compete with him because that's the most important thing in any team, dog. You need someone who's going to compete with you
Competent,
so that you're going to be better.
Yeah.
That's why right now people are questioning Reyners. It's because of the arrival of Leon. Competition.
You're cooking.
You know, competition is very important. That's why when the likes of look now, the likes of Matthews, they're doing very well. but they're signing Abu Van Veek.
Khona abantu
Khona abantu
abapushayo.
abazayo. People are coming to compete with you. That's what makes you better. But if you relax, uyazi ukuthi next week ngisescheming.
And talking about the striker, Mamelodi Sundowns ushasha uhambile.
Ulile uyavaya before we get there. Is he staying at Chiefs?
Not sure about it.
Rumor has it that he's leaving. Nothing has been confirmed though so far.
But Shalulile uphumile ku Mamelodi Sundowns. Does Kaizer Chiefs run on him on him since a free agent? No, I don't want to. Don't put it like that. Just come on.
No, it is like that.
Don't
I
put it
think-
like that.
This is their opportunity to pounce. This is what
I
they are
think
good at.
when it comes to Shalulile, I think Orlando Pirates needs him more than Chiefs.
Yeah.
I think it would be best for him
Yes.
to go to Orlando Pirates.
Yeah.
Mina, if you be honest.
Yeah.
Because if you check the striking department, say Pirates, questionable.
I very, Baba.
Questionable.
That one you don't even have to.
So
hide.
imagine adding Peter Shalulile on their striking force. You know, Kaizer Chiefs. I mean, there's already Maya, there's already Da Silva, there's who's that young guy, Bartman,
Abo
there's
Duba
Dupreez,
bakhona.
there's Duba. Imagine there are 5 strikers. Umoris Sakwan. No, Hambilu Morris. Hambilu Morris.
Hambilu.
No.
Hambilu
Yeah.
Morris, I think Durban City. So,
Oh, okay.
so there are already 5 strikers with Kaizer Chiefs, and some of them are young, and I think they would want to give them time to play. So if they bring in Shasha, who is on the other side of 30, so I don't think it would be a good move for Chiefs and for him. But for the Pirates, I'm tired. You can give them 2 good
But
seasons.
Mfethu Shasha is a proven striker in the PSL. I mean, he's
prolific.
the all-time top goal scorer in the PSL. I think
Sure.
any team would benefit from having Shasha, including the Kaizer Chiefs. I think the striking department is one of those positions, Joe, where you don't even look at prospects. But you are still young, you are still growing. You just need a guaranteed goal scorer, and that's exactly what Ushasha gives you when he goes into any team. Like he was banging goals playing for Highlands Park. He banged goals at Team Mamelodi Sundowns. So even if the Chiefs are disjointed, having a striker like Ushasha will at least guarantee you that you win some of the games that
You know-
might be questionable.
Fair point, Ocham. But now the thing is,
Yeah.
if you have a prolific striker, there needs to be supply that comes with it.
Prophilic, Jayam.
You know, there needs to be supply that comes with it. And me, I'm imagining with the kind of opportunities that the Pirates forwards got. If there was a guy like Shasha up front, guaranteed 30 goals per season. If you're considering how good he is of a finisher, and with Kaizer Chiefs, yes, they created opportunities, but not as much as Abu Makelwan. So you can have a prolific striker, but the supply needs to be there. And if the supply is not there,
But that's what I'm saying. Mfethuba Ushasha has been doing it. There was not much supply with Highlands Park, but he was still scoring goals. Yeah, boy, he came to Mamelodi Sundowns. That's why he broke records, because there was supply.
Crazy
The
supply.
question I'm asking is, who needs him more? Right? Is it Orlando Pirates or is it Kaizer Chiefs? Because the Pirates, if we go back in time, Joe, they've never played with an out-and-out number 9 that's going to guarantee them goals. Like the last one I can remember is Upeni McCarthy. That's the guy that actually we won the double treble with, right? But outside him, you've never really had an out-and-out number 9 who gives you 20, 30 plus goals. We've never had to really rely on our number 9, right? But we've had to rely on our wingers, our attacking midfielders. Like if you look at this season, the Pirates are probably the top goal-scoring team in the Betway Premiership. But Abo Mbutuma, they have 5 goals. Abo Mahopa, they have 5 goals. Abo really are running with 10. Stuff like that. So that's the model. In model, your Pirates, it doesn't necessarily accommodate strikers fan and Shalulile. So that's what I'm saying. I'm leaning towards him going to Kaizer Chiefs.
But again, if it's Sokalange striking department, don't you think Uchi Mbutuma, if Bagalfaga, was going to be good for Orlando Pirates? Because remember, as you just said, and before just saying that, Benfunu Kumbuza back in '83 when Ujomo was hitting it. No, I was watching it.
Where
on
was
PSL
I?
history.
well, under 83.
I was watching the game Google PSL history. So I saw the game between the Orlando Pirates and Moka Swallows for the Mainstain Cup. So the one person who was banging in was Ujomo.
Was Uchoma a striker?
No, it wasn't attacking.
It
wasn't attacking. So you see, with Timothy, Orlando Pirates has always been there. That was all Villaga's attacking. So don't you think they need someone who will play dummy there and then just to confuse them, good bangel.
Ish, mfethu, yazi I need to sit down and ask scouting departments of Pirates but when you are scouting a striker, what do you really look for? Because Tina, as football fans, we want goals.
Sure.
From so Bona,
Sure.
what is it that they look for?
I think it's all going to depend on how Coach Wadi wants to play next season.
Okay.
Because
okay.
I do remember when he was asked about the one department he wants to strengthen, he quickly mentioned, I need a new striker.
Yeah.
That's what he said. I really need a new striker. So maybe he adapted his formation to what he has.
Okay.
You get me? Because that's what he has. That he so
Sure.
he has to use that to get the best out of the team.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
and maybe if he gets the striker he needs, we might see a totally different Orlando Pirates. Maybe not so different, but they will incorporate the fact that they have a striker now who can bang in goals. And I do think Shalulile is that type of guy who can fit with system Pirates. I mean, he doesn't have to do much. He just needs to bang in the goals.
Yeah, because the chances
the chance will be there.
Are there.
Shine it, and he will.
You know what you are saying, Bongo, it makes me think of something because the Pirates, they are now looking to compete in Africa.
Yeah.
Sure.
Right? And whenever we've been successful in Africa, we've had prolific strikers.
Sure.
Abo Kabuza, Abo Patele. If you have to go back to when we won the CAF Champions League, we had a guy called Ujeris Kosan. Right, he's the one that was banging in the goals.
Yeah.
So in terms of continental football, Ushalulile would benefit the Orlando Pirates, right? Because it would mean we would have to at least tweak the way we play and the way we approach games, because continental football is not the same as the Betway Premiership. The Betway Premiership, if you're Orlando Pirates, you can play the same way, 30 games, and then you'll get the league title.
And would you say a team in the following season and how they compete, it's all the success of a pre-season? And you're looking at Orlando Pirates, the teams that are going to play Al Ittihad. That one. Al Ittihad. What do you think they're going to do? Because they're playing. I saw a Pirates posted they're going to play Al Ittihad. They're going to Benzema.
Sure.
So what do you think the season looks
Sundowns
like?
is playing Al Hilal, I think.
As I mean, I'm
Chiefs
saying-
is Lala. Chiefs. Makuf.
Yeah, no. Scotland.
No, I think it's Spain.
No, I about Scotland.
No, they're going to
Scotland FC says.
they're playing a Zimbabwean team.
No, it's about the Scotland. Let's say Sally Cup, the Toyota Cup.
Yeah, says Zimbabwe.
But the pre-season, I think
It's in
it's
Spain.
is it Spain or Germany?
It's Spain.
It's Spain.
Okay.
I think me personally, how I view pre-season,
Sure.
and I've said this to you after before. You need to prepare your team for the competition they are going to play for, and Pirates has ambitions to compete in continental football.
Okay,
They have ambitions to win the CAF Champions League.
of course.
Angeke you're prepared to win CAF Champions League.
Listen to it.
Angeke you're prepared to win
We
the
had
CAF
a
Champions League.
1 hour argument about what he's about to say, but continue, Jaya.
Angeke you're prepared to win the CAF Champions League.
Dlala nabo Pafos.
Thanjiwe out yami nishaya bo bacon and what ndlala ku aircon ebabavaye Congo. Because that's where you want to dominate. Because if you check the Pirates, they were on the previous CAF Champions League. They would have gone so far if they got past Limpopo. But the reason why they didn't get past Limpopo is because maybe they were not better prepared for the challenges they were going to face. Because let's say rough for no reason. Are you going to be Sibuga Lapaya? As a South African football supporter, not as a Kaizer Chiefs supporter,
Sure,
as a South African,
sure.
are you going to be better? But have you been prepared for that nature? You would have been successful. Check the Sundowns, the hostile environment they go to. Okay, but the Sundowns
But
is a bit
the
different.
Sundowns, they
because-
prepare by being in this competition.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but yeah.
the question I asked you when we were having this conversation is that, is one preseason enough to prepare a team for a CAF Champions League? Like, you go to Congo, you play 2-3 friendlies, maybe you are there for a space of a week. Is that enough to prepare you? Will that suddenly transform you and make you a scorer and make you physically fit, mentally fit? 1 week.
I'd say this is the same thing I Kuluma when I did a video on TikTok and said,
Yeah.
Sundowns have been banging on the CAF door.
Yeah.
They've been doing it. They've been preparing for a CAF. And same in Orlando Pirates, we've been preparing for this. So saying Guti, one season will do it.
No, it
One
was
preseason.
One preseason.
The best way
it's
Sundowns
like
prepared
weeks, yeah,
themselves
no,
is
no,
by
using
consistently
using Sundowns as a benchmark is a bit unfair because, as you say, Sundowns has been there.
They've been doing it.
They've been
That's
there
the point I was trying to make.
So-
But you prepare by participating
by
in the
being there. So
competition.
for teams like for any other South African team who have
Sure.
not been consistently performing in that level,
Yeah.
it's going to be a difficult thing to stay in challenge.
okay.
You know, but
So
to stand a chance of something. Hambo dlala neLupopo ku preseason. Bagijimise rough.
Hey, Baba,
Bakape rough.
basiphulela ama-player, you won't compete for the first half of the season.
Let's not do
Ah,
this.
it's today it is.
Ambane kumukoko madoda
Hayi,
ngepreseason.
hayi, baba.
Ambane kumukoko ngepreseason.
Kwenzekani Congo? They never televise games there, Joe. What do they do to our players?
Asatshenze.
So you can't trust the environment.
Abuye Congo.
Abuye Congo.
So Stini ke Mamelodi Sundowns, did you see the preseason? Mamelodi Sundowns good Bafakani. He played in there, what you call?
Al Hilal,
Al
I
Hilal
think. Al Bil-
They played
they played them.
Yeah, they played
Are
them.
they still gonna play them on this preseason?
Does that count as
No.
preseason? The RB Leipzig game, because
Nah,
it was it was. I think they were playing the same day as Elo
Right,
Bafana
it was a
Bafana. It was just
Yeah, that was towards the end.
towards the end of the season. The preseason we might but I don't
Might
think
as well, yes,
I don't
but-
think Sundowns. Majority of the Sundowns players, man, they just returned from national duty.
Yeah.
Maybe preseason will be for those guys who are new about Vic to integrate to the squad, or the gents who are not playing. You know, I think about Davis are made by Pumula.
Yeah,
The
but
season
teams
is
they're
long.
still resting, but I
Yeah.
think they are gonna report to camp once they go to where are they going? Preseason, yeah.
Going to
Is it
no, they're not going.
Spain. Is it not?
Nah, they can't be.
You know, so
They won't be based anywhere overseas like the Pirates. I know
I
they'll be
think they
going
will
to
be.
Sevilla.
sometimes they don't need to go overseas, man. Prepare la
Just be
petrol
right
copa.
here.
Babuye
They just
bavulele
forget.
induku.
Yeah.
Prepare la petrol copa babuye basha abantu.
Again, you look at the Pirates, Mfukeng left.
Sure.
Mfukeng Uhambile went to overseas.
It's your count.
Under the Orlando Pirates.
It's your
yeah, you know
count,
when you talk
yeah.
about really anything bad, bazokhama amabhakaniya. Ayazoqeda amabhakaniya. So now I found a comment lana saying ukuthi Emily Vetboy can actually play that part yaka Mfukeng. How does that?
Vetboy.
Yeah. How does that sound?
I mean, Pirates, they are known for producing exceptional talents, right? They cater for young, talented players. I think that's the role they play in the South African football fraternity, right? Sundowns, they are the guys that sign tried and tested players. But Pirates, they are the ones who give young players an opportunity, right, to establish themselves. We've seen Pirates, they do this every time. Abu Mhankota, Abu Lyle Foster, Abu Mbegezeli Mbogazi, now Rile Mufukeng, like you're mentioning. So for Emil Witboy, now going into Pirates or the prospect of going to Pirates, that's what he'll be looking at. Yeah. But this is not my final destination. Of course, Hoshi Mampuru, like the other guys there, I can still propel my career even further, right? I can still get a move abroad. Yeah, boy. So, in terms of him filling the shoes of Urile Mfethu, Urile he's an enigma, prize, one of a kind.
Nzoba nenkinga.
He's the type of player you don't get that player to like consistent. Like you can't reproduce Urile every year, right? Yeah. He's a player that comes once every 5, 10, 15 years, right? Sure. Even the temperament that he has to carry big games, to carry a big team. Like your Orlando Pirates. You remember Urile when he matched to the scene at the Pirates, Sundowns in the final, right?
Sure.
Lalisa Uzungu, and then he just poked it past Ronan Williams.
I'm not talking about the time of Ulo. Ushigabala is spiteful.
No. I'm talking about his claim to fame. Like
His biggest performance, his first big performance,
yes, that really launched him. Where we saw about this boy can do it at the biggest level.
Scored a brace that game.
Emil Witboy now, he has the talent. He has the potential. I love him so much, man. And Nuralane is one of my favorite players ever. I've mentioned this a couple of times to come out of South Africa. I think talent-wise, he's one of the best.
Sure.
And Emil Witboy now, he emits similar attributes, right? So he can grow, man. But to fill the shoes of Urile, let's not give him that much pressure.
Yeah, I think it would be unfair for any player to also get Pirates Mai to say he needs to replace Urile.
Yeah.
I think it will take time for Pirates to replace Urile, because even Urile, he didn't become this good overnight.
Sure.
So even the next player, we're gonna have to give them grace to say, in trying to develop, give him time to become as good. Can he become as good? Separate conversation, you know. But there are some great prospects, man. Basanabo Mwato, you know, Basanabo, there's Mpopadi on the DDC side. Yeah. So there are guys who have the potential of reaching relay levels, but whether they can.
You know what the tricky part is that we are competing now. When Urile emerged to the scene, us as Pirates fans, we're not expecting Pirates to win E-League. We're not expecting Pirates to win CAF Champions League, right? We're still in the building phase. So there wasn't that much pressure on Urile to deliver. So the environment, it catered for him to develop smoothly. But now you are coming into a Pirates team that has won the Betway Premiership, that is going to play continental football, right? So when you sign with Emil Vetboy, the expectations are that he needs to deliver, unfortunately. That's what we are signing him in for. So that's why I'm saying it's going to be hard to replace a player like Urile by bringing in another youngster.
Quick question, though. Quick question.
Sure.
Do you think the Orlando Pirates selling their best players is going to hinder the progression project?
I mean,
because if you can't rebuild every season. You just sold Umbogazi, easily one of the greatest young prospects to come out of this country.
Yeah, no.
And then now you're selling Urile, one of the greatest young prospects to come out of this country. And Bonke Labantu Laba, had they stayed, they would have grown into this Pirates team. Nalamanya Machita, the youngsters who come in, they find about Urile, they find about Mbogazi.
It's easier to learn from them.
It's easier to integrate, you know. But now you're going to get a Pirates team whereby they develop good players. As soon as they become good, bye-bye. And now you're going to get new talent. It's going to take time for them to get to those levels again. Do you think the Pirates ingakwazi will compete at the highest level with that method?
They can, but it's unsustainable. What we want as football fans, Pirates football fans, we want them to dominate. Not just to have a purple patch for 2 seasons, and then they go silent for the next 10 years, which is what we saw. I mean, before winning the Betway Premiership, remember what happened when a festival? We won it Sebul, and then we lost our most crucial players. Abo Andy Lechali, they left. Abo Isaac Chansa, they left. There's a lot of people who left, right? And the Pirates had to rebuild
again.
But it goes back to what I'm saying. The position the Pirates have taken in the South African football space is that they are a team that promotes young South African talent, right? They give them the platform to be recognized globally, right? It's the same thing with the Borussia Dortmund. Now, it's the exact same model. In every league, in every country, you must have that team, man or more, that collects all the biggest stars that are already proven, which is the Sundowns to us, which is the Bayern Munich in Germany. And then you will have the Borussia Dortmund, Bona, they take care of the talent that the country is producing. So if we have to, it would take us to remodel the whole structure of Orlando Pirates and how they do things for us to dominate consistently.
So would you say the current model is at the detriment of competing consecutively in major competitions?
Yeah, definitely. So now, I won't be surprised. We can wait for another 10 years for the Pirates to win the league again. Let's be prepared for that.
So do you blame Sundowns then? No one should blame them.
Teams have different objectives, but without the Pirates, there's no South African football.
And then we saw any team coming from the second division, Milford. Welcome to EPSL.
So Milford and who else got promoted? It's Milford, it's Kruger.
Kruger.
Cape Town City fell out.
Kruger.
Cape Town City, they must stay there.
Yes.
Cape Town City.
Is it still a trauma you Orlando Pirates?
Yeah.
Yes, when it
Hate
comes to
is a long-term investment. That
when
is key.
when it
Hate
comes, when
t-shirt
it comes to
yakhona,
these small
put an X on
teams,
it.
man. Of course, mele ba promote, but hey, lama team amancane, man. I'm looking at the likes of Orbit College. Amanye ama team just onikela ngapha. You know, and
Donate babuyele back to where they belong.
you know, and you check the likes of Kruger. Kruger did really well. I think Kruger, in Milford, they were competing on in NetBank, right?
Yeah,
they reached the
NetBank, they were
semi-finals.
there, yeah.
So those guys really deserve their spots in the Betway Premiership. You know, whether or not they will be able to juggle the two competitions, because Betway Premiership and the Mtsipe Foundation, totally separate
Yeah, the
competition.
demands are not
The
the
demands
same,
are not the same. You get me? So whether or not they'll be able to handle it, so but it's a good thing for them. They really deserve. I was watching their NetBank campaign. They really did well.
Yeah.
I just hope more khuluma ngokunikela ngama points and then pointing out at Orbit College. You're not talking about the last game you Orlando
Of course, of course.
Perfect, yeah.
I just wish
Hey,
Orbit
Nkulumo.
College had a nganana in them. You know, I just wish they had a nganana in them, man. Maybe ngabe nje balabantu abanayo league kuyimanje.
Baba, siya deploy, they are my comrades.
And then again, Betway Premiership, PSL Awards. Rookie of the season. Reliably mfuking abantu abaningi bayakhala ngoRile ukuthi no. uRile is a rookie of the season back to back. How
But
is
he
anyone
age-
going to
age is
compete with him?
amvumela,
How is anyone going to compete with him?
He's 21, age yamvumela.
Yabona ngoko age ayikho into wrong eyenzekile. Age wise. But understanding of football says Rele should not be nominated for that award. He has graduated from being a youngster. He's still a youngster, but seka umalume mayibholeni.
Urile, you remember that picture Katulani Serrero?
Yeah.
Where he was holding all his accolades like that.
Sure.
I think that's what they want to replicate.
Oh.
But for a rookie of the season, I mean, give other boys a chance.
Give other
Joe.
boys a chance.
You are also nominated as Footballer of the Year.
When is
Yabo.
it again?
And you
'Cause
stand
I
up.
think we
It's
need to go
on
to
the
it.
27th.
We need to go to it.
That's another thing.
Or
on
is
the
it- is
festival. Is it even going to be a ceremony?
Or is it
going
going to be another
virtual?
pre-recorded?
Ayikho le yale yama-virtual.
That's terrible.
Bangalinge nje
That's
bayenze
terrible.
into ama-virtual.
That's the biggest issue I have now with these awards to begin with. Right? But they don't hold that integrity anymore. Like when we were kids, we used to be excited.
Mfethu.
Bonai players, Nxibi suit, walking the red carpet. It meant something. But to be announced on social media, it means absolutely nothing. Yeah, but so, hey, indaba zama awards, mfethu, aye.
Awards say,
Because I don't think they're nice, man. We all wanna go there and see our players.
sifuna ukuba da mfethu. We want to see them. We want to see the players, those that are performing well. Ngalezi bezingekho mnandi. Siyibone.
Recognized, yeah.
Everyone, you know, shaya isuti and go there as before. I mean, I will never forget that moment when Kune collected all the awards. You know, figure up a stage, Tata Wongama awards. It's memorable. You know, imagine if you saw that live with you really
Yes.
going on stage,
Yes.
one award after the other, collecting them. You know, it would be so great.
It inspires the kids.
It
as
inspires
well.
the kids as well. You know, so mele bayibuyise le ntama live audience kuma awards. We would like to see it.
Yeah, they watered it
But
down.
But back to the nominees. The nominees, for me, my biggest concern is the midfielder of the season.
No, we'll get there. I need to be busy looking at
Yeah,
that one
but
first.
who else is nominated for Young Player of the Season?
It's
It's Urile. I think I saw Seluleko there. Seluleko Mahlambi. I saw him. I'm not sure about the other one. Player Golden Arrows or something. Chat.
So again, footballer of the season.
sure.
Who's your footballer of the season?
I'm a beyonder.
I mean,
I'm fair to.
I mean-
maybe we should leave that one for the closing part. Let's discuss the other
Really?
awards. Yeah.
I mean,
Goalkeeper of the season?
I mean, do we really?
Well, we need
Some
those ones,
criteria.
Maraba Fethu,
Those ones.
I don't think it would be fair for any goalkeeper to get 21 clean sheets and not win goalkeeper of the season. I in sense.
Has there ever been a situation, Bongo, where a goalkeeper outnumbers every other goalkeeper in terms of clean sheets, but they end up not winning the award. Maybe because their team did not win Betway Premiership or
Yes, I'm not sure if there has been a situation like that, but with Usipho Chain,
Yeah.
the advantage is he has the clean sheets, the performances,
yes, accolades.
and he also has the trophy.
Yeah.
So, how would you justify not giving him goalkeeper of the season?
Sipo is pretty obvious.
It's pretty obvious. Sipo Chain is goalkeeper of the
No
season.
debate.
Okay.
And I mean, I said
agree
this
on
a long time ago. Those that know.
Yeah.
We agree on it.
Sure.
Very two now. Sipo Chain.
Sipo Chain is goalkeeper of the
Sipo
season.
Chain.
Defender of the season.
Tell us the nominees, man.
The nominees is Khuliso Mutau, Sbisi, and Ulo Siema.
Sbisi questionable. I would even put Umbogazi as one of the nominees there.
Even
Over
with the short
Sibisi.
season.
Yeah. I think the impact Umbogazi had, even in that first half of the season. I'm big on foundations, Joe. He laid a solid foundation. Kula backline Orlando Pirates, bro.
Mina mfethu ngithi
So-
uSpisa akanikwa into yakhe. Singalungisa lina le. I mean,
Over Siema.
Siema akanikwa into yakhe.
Yeah.
uSiema
Yeah, but
akanikwa into yakhe.
I heard you were saying vele uCM.
Yeah, uSiema akanikwa into yakhe. Lento yakhe le Siema ayixoxisi mfethu because yabona if Mbogazi was still around easily Mbogazi.
Sure.
But for the fact that uSiema was part of the defensive unit in the first season with Mbogazi and was part of the defensive unit on the second season
half of the
with
season,
Ulo
yeah,
Usbisi, for me that puts him head and shoulders above everyone else.
Yeah.
Maybe Khuliso Mutau has a claim, but uSiema,
On what grounds? These are Betway Premiership awards. On what grounds? Like I winner.
I mean, does he have to win the league to win the defense of the
I mean,
season?
that's what they've made out the awards to be.
But I don't think you don't have to. You don't have to win.
Yeah,
the
but
league.
last season it was different.
You don't have to.
No,
win.
even Sipo
Hey,
Chain
it's
won
gonna
goalkeeper of
bring
the
us back to
season
a conversation I don't want to have because
yeah.
I'm a Pirates.
Yeah, without having won the league. So I don't think the league has an impact. I think it's individual performance and. So maybe Umtau has a claim, but I would put uSiema ahead of everyone. Sbisi and Ulo Umtau.
But the Matrix don't even as in terms of goal contributions, maybe if you want to add that to the Matrix. Ooh, Dion Hoto is not even part of the nominations, but he's the defender with the most assists with Orlando Pirates. Yabo. So that's what I'm saying, man. It's very questionable. In the PSL awards.
PSL awards.
From the
Yeah.
nominations themselves. Yabo.
Fair point.
Yeah,
Easy.
but
DDC. Nominees are Lebo Mushala, Orlando Pirates. Mamelodi Sundowns, Bennett Mokoena.
Pops Party.
Mpo Padime, Orlando Pirates.
Pops Party. Lanwana Lea. He's the one who made me attend so many DDC
Hey,
games.
Maru Bennett. Bennett umnandi. You Bennett umnandi bafethu.
Ayingozi leya.
But I need to start going a lot this year.
Yeah.
It means week after week we need to be in a DDC game.
Okay, who would you? Yabo, thing is, you can't separate the contribution to the eventual achievement.
Sure.
Yeah.
Right?
Sure.
Because eventually the contribution Yabo Bennett, Yabo Pope,
Yabo Pope, yeah.
and them and the captain here to Lenwana Lea, I forgot his name. It's significant because we ended up winning.
Sure.
This is the first time Pirates has won
DDC.
DDC. Yabo. So individually, Bennett Mokoena, he had an exceptional performance. I think he was the top goal scorer in the DDC, right? He had some features in the first team and he did well. I mean, that game against the RB Leipzig, right? Exceptional. It shows but as a player there.
Yeah.
And he's been consistent throughout the season. So if these awards were given specifically on merit and individual performances, then Bennett Mokoena is my winner, Joe. But in terms of the contribution
As a
to
team.
the ultimate achievement, Pops Paddy.
I think that counts more.
Yeah.
I mean, the fact that you contributed and you won something has to put you ahead of the of everyone
Party
else.
Manger again.
Yeah. So Mpo Padima for me takes it.
Midfield of the season. Well, right now, into some because you know I
Yabo,
have everything in one section. But it's fine.
The midfield of the season.
Midfield of the season, Oswina Police, Orlando Pirates.
These are the same guys nominated for football of the season, by the
You
way.
see, Rene
Mina-
William Mufokeng, midfield of the season also.
What qualifies you
Orlando
as a
Pirates.
midfielder in South African football?
They're all in midfield. but they're counting midfield.
Qualifies you as a midfield
you know what's
in
my
South
problem
African
with this whole
football?
thing. If you check Urile and who's the other nominee? It's Urile
Apolis.
Austin Apolis. If you check them, Bafana squad, when they list them,
They
list them as forwards.
Exactly.
They don't list them as midfielders.
Exactly.
Best time midfielder 4
Yeah.
World Cup is
Yeah.
buya. So why now all of a sudden we are changing the matrix and we are listing them as midfielders? They shouldn't be there.
But we saw the video in the introduction when he was being introduced to the other team, in Belgium. He said, "I'm really William Mufokeng, attacking midfielder."
So,
We need to.
I'm a midfield.
Sure.
Abaltholi ithuba lokuba recognized.
That's the thing.
Their category.
Yeah.
Because they
Yeah.
abaltholi ithuba
Yeah.
lokuba
Yeah.
recognized. Season in, season out, football of the season is an attack.
Sure.
Exactly.
You understand?
Exactly.
So it's not fair to tell them about
Again,
Abo Marcelo
because-
Allende, it's not
Yeah,
fair.
Marcelo
Yeah.
Allende,
When do
Jaden
those
Adams.
guys get
I think
recognized?
Adams
About
played very
Jaden
well.
Adams.
I think he played very well.
Fethu mina ngiyakhala mfethu yabona if there are two people that deserve to be there, Mbatha, Allende, come on dog,
They have to be.
There's absolutely no way. And I'm
They
not
have
saying and we're not saying Urele Beno Apolis they were not good, but for that specific category they should not be there. They should not be there. The only way they can remedy the situation is they should have a separate award
What?
for forwards of the season. Simple.
Forward of the season.
Simple.
Might as well. Yeah.
You might
yeah,
have.
might as
Unless you have
well.
goalkeeper of the season, you have defender of the season, you have midfield of the season.
Yeah.
Father, forward of the season.
Thing is, they know forward of the season. Obviously, we are gonna go with the top goal scorer because you're gonna have to include strikers.
Akunandaba.
but-
Only one because we charter
Yeah,
half the
but
season.
let them compete
let
with
them,
forwards.
let them
Other
compete.
forwards, exactly.
You get me? So ayikho lento ukuthi kuzothathwa ama-attacking players bafake eswini
Yeah,
because badlala u-10 and I saw other people are justifying ukuthi badlala u-10 bonke bakuma-winger bonke so ayikho yonke lento leyo so they should not be there.
Messi is a forward. He's played 10 partially throughout his career.
And then for this young player of the season, here they are: Isaac Cisse,
Percival.
Lamontville. Yeah, I'm taking you back because now I'm looking at it. And then Seluleko Mahlambi and Rile William Mufokeng. Obviously, you can't compete with
Yeah,
Mufokeng.
that's why in City, Percival.
you
can't
because
compete.
you can't compete.
I mean, you can't.
Can't compete lapho siyandlula nje mase can't compete.
Ababanye honorable mentions.
Yeah, but Cisse great season. Cisse lapha I think udlala lapha bekadlala ku Golden Arrows
Yes.
under coach Manqoba Mngqithi.
Yeah.
Phenomenal season. I think he was one of the standout players hence was recognized kulama awards now.
He's earned a move abroad now.
You know, he really did. Even no Mahlambi lapha ku Galaxy, there was a point in time where Galaxy their only point of reference would be this guy, as young as he is. So ama nominations, them being nominated, they really deserve it. It's just unfortunate ukuthi they're nominated to really. They don't stand a chance.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
Can't compete.
Coach of the season.
Hey, Baba.
I already know what
You
you're going
are-
to say, but let me read it out.
Okay, can we? It's the top 3 teams, right?
Yeah, it's the top 3 teams.
Top 2 teams.
You have Vukadoso, you have the translators, and then you have.
You can't say translators. You can't say the
Right.
translators.
So I mean, they've had exceptional campaigns, but this one is clear and obvious. The coach that won the league has to.
The coach that won the treble.
Yeah, the coach that won the treble has to. But yeah,
I think it's been very rare to find a coach who won the Betway Premiership not win the coach of
I
the
think
season.
someone
It has happened
reminded
before.
me about Penny McCarthy was the last to do that.
Serious?
Yeah. Penny 2018-19, I think.
He
when
won
was
the-
coaching.
He won the league, but not the coach of the season.
He didn't win the league, but he won.
He won coach of the season. Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Maybe it counts where you took the team from to where you got it.
But then that would mean Abo Ben Youssef and them did a stellar job because look at where they took Kaizer
Yeah, with that criteria, then I think it all depends on the criteria they use to judge these things. But on paper, I mean, Ulo, Coach
Why are they not
Abdeslam,
transparent with these criteria.
Coach Abdeslam should be the coach of the season.
Okay. PSL Footballer of the Season. The nominees are Oswin
Nominees
Apolis,
are-
Orlando Pirates, Relebohile Mufokeng, Orlando Pirates, Umrembula, Teboho Mokoena, Mamelodi Sundowns. Who's taking it?
Okay, are we good with the people that are nominated, or do we feel like someone should be here
Is there someone you feel
in
like
terms
they
of
should be here?
nominations?
Did you want to put Leon?
Personally, I think the guys that are here, they should be here.
Yeah.
I think they should be here. I mean, Apollos had a great season. I think he was the most consistent Orlando Pirate player, in my opinion. Because beginning of the season, when I looked at the threats from Orlando Pirates, easily I could come up with Osinapolis. End of the season, when I look at the threats as the Orlando Pirates, there were many, but also I could still pick up Osinapolis. The other players, they were good, but they would pop up, disappear.
Yeah.
Pop up, disappear.
Who really had memorable performances.
Memorable
Joe. That's
performance.
the thing.
But consistent performances, second half of the season killed it.
Yeah.
Absolutely killed everyone.
Yeah.
But Austin, for me, has been the most consistent throughout the season.
Throughout the season.
So,
yeah, right.
football of the season, Reles going to get it.
I mean,
But I would give it to Oswin.
We know Uril is going to get it.
But I'd give it to Oswin.
It's just end the move abroad.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a perfect send off for him. So they are definitely going to give him that. But what you are saying is right in terms of consistency throughout the season. Even the goal contributions, Urile no Apollos, they are not that much far.
There's not much.
Maybe
apart from
2
them.
goals in it. So you can say they've had similar impact for Orlando Pirates, right? But again, what edges Urile over Apollos is the question I want to ask now. Is it because he's more popular with the South African
But we
football
all know
fans?
he's gonna take it.
No,
But why?
But,
No.
but it makes
Why?
it makes sense.
On what ground?
It makes sense to give it to Ray.
Giving.
On what grounds? That's what I'm trying to understand. We all know
Thing
he's
is, I
going
want
to take it.
I want to say something, but it makes sense to give it to Ray.
Umdu has something to say.
So
Jordan.
the only reason Bazomupa Yona Uri is because
Sure.
last season he fell short to Uribe.
Oh, so they wanted to give him last
To
season.
make up for Ribeiro.
To make up for last season, and it's a send off.
Wait, so are you saying even if in terms of numbers, Urile had a poor season compared to Osinapolis, were they still going to give it to him?
Yeah, they were still going to.
Nah,
Nevertheless,
I
the
di-
reason I say this.
Yeah.
and Askisu-
No, I'm gonna flip.
Sure.
They only going to give him because of what you said. He's had memorable moments.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The hat trick, TS Galaxy.
I mean, he's a star player for Orlando Pirates.
That assist Kanda Bescodini there.
That's why.
Yeah.
But Umdala, pan for pan, also Napolis,
Definitely.
He's ahead.
Yeah, but
What?
so Rile's gonna take it, but subjective opinions, I mean, Oswin deserves it, man. But I think he's gonna get the next.
It's funny we're not mentioning Umrembula, but it's okay.
Umrembo.
It's funny you're not mentioning Umrembula, but it's okay.
I'd say silent assassin.
Who's a winning CAF player of the year?
Silent
It's fine.
Yeah,
He
it's fine.
deserves that one.
Rembula, eh?
Yeah.
Betway Premiership Players Player of the Season.
Yeah, but this one is where the compatriots and the peers, Oswinapolis, need to pull in together and at least recognize him for something.
Sure.
Because this award is decided by the players, right? They are the ones who get to vote and decide who win it. So everyone, I think it's a general consensus now. Bauril is going to win football of the season. But if fans, if the players want to, how can I put it?
Want to be fair.
Yeah, if they want to be
They
fair
want to be
and
fair.
just cancel everything out so that no one is complaining, Oswinapolis deserves to win this one.
Dog, Oswinapolis deserves something individually for the season he had.
Yeah.
So the only chance he has of getting something is Players Player of the season.
Players Player.
Which after I'm fetch big guys. I might cheat, I need to come together and say, Buffett, the outside deserve for something, let's give him something. Vote for him to become the player of the season.
But gents, I haven't even said the nominees.
No, we know the nominees.
We know
the nominees.
Hey, and the favorite by far is Paratini. Right?
And then Carling Knockout.
Sibilibili was also mentioned.
Player
Players
of the tournament. Washington Nairobi. Marumo Gallants. Mbegezeli Mbogazi. Orlando Pirates. And Abayiteto Ndlondlo. Ndlondlo had it. Ndlondlo had it.
Who are the knockout
Carling-
champions? Carling knockout champions.
Oh.
The Buccaneers.
And that was a rhetorical question.
Okay.
That was a rhetorical
You are
question.
answering in a way.
Because I wanted to bring in that there was that goal that boy scored. Mbegezeli Mbogazi calling knockout.
Oh yeah. Oh.
The one I think he Pirates withdraw on that game, and he scored that last minute goal, and they went through to the next stage, right?
But they wanted to take us to penalties. And
Give
give
Mbogazi the award, man.
He needs to get something.
Give Mbogazi the award.
Umbogazi doesn't have an individual award.
He doesn't.
I think that's when I called you, my dog. Immediately after they scored, I'm like,
yeah. Hey, one bam on your phone.
Give Mbogazi the award.
No. For that, I think Umtuna has said it. For those, these awards, most of them, they are rewarded on memorable, like how memorable the occasion was.
The occasion was. And that banger, bro.
Yeah, Baba, he's the one.
That banger, dog.
Umbogazi captained us. He's the one who was wearing the captain's armband, so he had the most influence.
Yabona Mkhulwa, if a Carling Knockout Cup had a category of goal of the season, goal of the tournament, for that specific tournament,
Definitely.
I think Ibizo is hard.
Yeah.
So give and he has the performance to pay. It's not like uveleng a moment one nyamalala. He has the performance to back it up. You know. So Mbogazi,
you don't usually get defenders being nominated for such awards.
Yeah.
For the fact that he's recognized, it means he
speaks volumes.
Yeah, it speaks volumes.
Yeah.
last one. MTN 8, Last Man Standing. It's all Orlando Pirates nominees.
I mean,
Oswinopolis.
It's Orlando Pirates Awards after all. So.
Tshepang Moremi, Orlando Pirates. Kamorelo Sibilibili. The Last Man Standing. Who's the Last Man Standing?
For me, it's you know what? All of them have had significant contributions during like the last 8 semi-finals and the finals. All of them, right? When the tournament started, I think Wapolis, he had an exceptional game. Was it against the Polokwane City where he played?
Yeah.
Right? He was brilliant there, right? But then we go to his semi-final, which I think was the toughest 2 legs in that competition. We're playing against the Sundowns. And you cannot forget what Mike Mamosha did for us there, right? On both legs, Mamosha equalized for us and took that game to penalties. Yeah, but so for those reasons, Mfethu, of course, Umuremi scored in the final, but Sibilibili wouldn't even be in the final if it wasn't for him. So he has to get it. Mike Mamosha is my last man standing.
Sibilibili, I think, on the award of the most tackles won this season.
Is it?
I saw a record of that nature. I don't know if it's the Betway Premiership record or it's in all competitions, but that guy has been phenomenal, man. Whether he's played at right back or he's played at right wing. I mean, he's one of those players who can interchange those positions quite well. And sometimes Pirates would struggle in the first half, and the coach would introduce what he calls as impact players. And there was a point where Sibilibili was one of those guys, and every time he came in, 7 out of 10 times he would pull through for the club.
Yeah.
So Sibilibili deserves it. But angeng khale if by Megas Umremi. Sibilibili deserves it, but angeng khale if by Negumremi.
That's why I'm saying everyone deserves it because
I like his mentality Gamremi in a sense that I will never forget the first game against Sundowns when beginning of the season. When the guy was booed, that guy was booed out of the stadium.
I was one of those people.
And for him to come back from that and still deliver outstanding performances in that tournament, for me it speaks volumes of the character of the guy. You get me? So as much as all the 3 guys deserves it, but
sure.
And do you think this other guy, now that you players being booed, Escotini, there's this one player who was booed, Escotini was loaned to Iskukuni. I don't know if you remember him. Right back, Kumashilwana,
the right back.
Do you think he's gonna bounce back from that? Because it looks like I talked to him, and I think.
What is he telling you?
I think I'm not gonna.
But I
can tell you, good now. It really affected him.
Yeah, Mfethu, as some players like put talent aside. Joe, I think it is key in order to play it. There's a certain character you need to have apart from the talent and. Some players, they can stomach being booed, like above Vinicius Jr. I know he cries a lot, but he handles it well. But there are players who just the pressure swallows them. Yabo. It starts to play in their head. I was the biggest critic at Talent Mbata, but I'm sure he saw most of my videos last season, right? But because Talent Mbata is very strong mentally, he's able to block that noise and just focus on delivering on the pitch. That's what's kept him go Orlando Pirates, and that's why he's been doing so well. So with Umashilwane, I do not know how his character is as a person, and I think that alone, the character, I think that's the one in question here. Uba, does he have a strong character to bounce back? But talent-wise, he's exceptional.
As much as they're football players, but also they're also humans, you know. So it's very impossible for that type of pressure to not get to you.
Yeah.
You know, but it also depends on how you handle it. I mean, look at Mbutuma, for instance. I don't think there's a player who has been booed than Mbutuma.
By his own fans.
By his own fans. I'm not even talking about rival fans. I'm talking about his own fans. But it seems as if it doesn't affect him that much, or at least Tinasik Bonlock, because every time he gets to the pitch, he still avails himself. Whether he misses the shots or he doesn't, but he will still make that run. He will still attempt that shot. He will still, you know. So, Chafta said it well. It depends on your character as an individual. Of course, it will affect you, but also the people that you surround yourself with need to help you, man. I'm a cheater to get over this thing, because at the end of the day, Melik Shawi span.
You must have a thick skin. These things are gonna come, even for you as a content creator.
Sure.
But you continue posting.
Bang to get blind. I think that's Ronaldo. Yeah, but bang to get blind. If I didn't have a thick skin, I'd be a content, man.
Yeah, my
you know what's crazy? What's crazy is that they go to my my Facebook. They find my number there. My dog.
Keep number.
No, keep magic saying. I can't handle that noise.
So it gets to that point, Brian. Football players need to understand. Hey, Tina will say it like it is.
Yeah,
boy, and they just have to take it, unfortunately, and move on.
It's the nature of the business you are in. We have to say it as it is, you know, because if we don't, the people that love us for what we do, then they vie, because you're not being as honest and as authentic with them. I mean, you can't expect to be praised all the time.
Yeah.
If it's a performance questionable, we need to come and say, "Aye, Baba, I will come Nandi, good game." But we know your qualities as a player. You know, and you know what, you can be good, you can be phenomenal, but so you need to be able to handle that, because it comes with the business you are in as a player.
Final statements.
Final statements. You know what? I'm looking forward to the season, and I'm a bit worried because part of what made the Betway Premiership so exciting is the competitive nature. So now you are seeing Orlando Pirates losing some of their most crucial players that helped us to compete with the Mamelodi Sundowns. Chiefs, now you don't know what they're going to do next season, but hopefully everyone comes to the party and everyone contributes to this beautiful game of ours.
Tell them, say your introduction. You haven't said it.
Do I have an introduction? Yes, my people. This has been Lihle Chafta signing out.
Final statement. Bookmark this. Kaizer Chiefs is winning the league.
That would be legendary if it happens.
Bookmark this. Kaizer Chiefs is winning the league. Mina, I will be here end of the season. Hopefully you are too. Thank you for tuning in. Salute.
Thank you so much, guys. This is Omni Soccer. Thank you so much for tuning in. Lihle.
Yes, sir.
Sadie, thank you so much for tuning in, guys. Have a great one.
Next time, boy.